we're going.
Oh, God.
Wow,
Oh,
that's up the intro. Good
man.
job,
Yeah,
dude.
man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're in the middle of joking. Hey, guys. This is the Dark Begonia podcast. Welcome to the Garden. My name's Alex Flapjacks, and this is my co-host, Troy Andrew. How's
I'll
everyone
introduce
doing?
myself. I'm Troy Andrew. How are you all doing?
So, man, what are we talking about today, man? I know
We're
we're
talking
still in the
about tree
Philippines.
giants.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Say that. We're still in the Philippines.
I'm sorry. We're still in the Philippines talking about the legendary creatures that come from there. And the last episode we talked about Aswang, and now we're talking about what, Troy?
Talking about tree giants.
Yeah, the
It's called.
Kapra.
It's called the Kapre.
Kapra, yes, yes. Yes.
It's a creature that I wouldn't mind hanging out with. Honestly, it just wants to hang out in a tree and smoke some cigars.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing is too, I mean, some lore says it's a tree demon, some say it's just a tree giant. The height of the thing it could be any range around probably like 7 feet to 9 feet tall. But there was this not a recent story, but there was a story that I read a couple of days ago that I think they said the estimated height was about, I think, 12 feet tall. That's a lot bigger than
12 feet.
7 to 9 feet tall. That's a lot
All right.
bigger.
Before we go on any further, could you imagine being 12 feet tall?
I think I would just be really uncomfortable, man. You can't sit anywhere. You know what I mean? Like an
Oh, you
airplane. Just
can't sit in
imagine
a
being that.
car,
Just
airplane.
imagine being that tall and going into an airplane. You went to the Philippines. You were in a plane.
Your head would be like near the ceiling at
Yeah,
12 feet.
I
If
don't want
not,
to be that tall. Be like, I'm good,
you'd be
man.
like, you'd be like rubbing your head like
Yeah,
against
even
the ceiling.
7 feet tall. Think about that. I mean, that's a giant, but there's people out there that are 7 feet tall. Man, look at some of
People
the
struggle
basketball
with
players.
doorways and like cars at 7 feet.
Yeah.
So
Oh gosh, yeah. But I mean, there's humans out there that are 7 feet tall. Look at the NBA. Look at people that are, wrestlers. You know what I mean? They're like 6'8" or 6'11", 7 feet tall. I think the tallest professional wrestler, I think, was maybe Andre the Giant. I think he was like
yeah,
7'1".
yeah. You know what? You read my mind. I was actually just about to bring him up because he was in Brides that movie. What is it called again?
Oh God, I know what you're talking about. That
Not the
was in the
Bride Tale, the Bride Story. I don't know. Cool movie. He was
yeah, it
in
was
that,
a good
one of
movie.
like the villain
It was in
characters.
the I think it was in the what year was it? Was it in the 80s? Like 80 what? I'm trying to think of that movie. I watched it recently.
I
It
don't
was
know.
pretty
I
good,
don't have a brain fart. I'm not sure.
but yeah, it was a long,
Maybe it'll come
long
back to
time
me
ago.
before the show ends.
Yeah,
But yeah, I heard he was a pretty cool guy. But how tall was he?
he was like, I know he was like over
Yeah.
500 pounds. I think he was like 7'2", maybe 7 feet tall. But dude, I heard stories that he can drink. Maybe he was the Kapre. Man, I mean, maybe he was, because dude, he would drink like 19 to 20 beers on his way to a wrestling show, which was pretty impressive. But for his size, that's nothing.
Well,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I guess that has to do with size at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe it helped his tolerance out a big.
Oh gosh, yeah, 100%. But back to the giant, the Kapre, how it's described, it's 7 to 9 feet tall,
Huh.
and it's
I'm
has a
sorry to cut you off. He was only 6'3", actually. That's what it says on Google.
who?
Andre the Giant.
No way! Come on, get out of here.
Maybe that's wrong. I guess.
That is 100% wrong. He was 7 feet tall because when he
Oh,
wrestled,
yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah, because when he wrestled
his
the
grandfather was 7 feet 8 inches, but it says he was 6 foot 3 inches. I don't know if I believe that. It's pretty
yeah,
big.
no, when he was younger, probably, but like, no, when he wrestled Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania one. Sorry, my computer friggin' turned off. When he wrestled, I think Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. I think it was the first WrestleMania. I don't remember. My God, I wasn't even alive. I think Hulk Hogan was like probably 6'10". I don't know, like 6'8", 6'10". Definitely shrunk because of his back injuries and all that. And older, when you get older, you shrink.
Yeah.
So definitely not 6'8", 6'10" anymore. But no, Andre towered over him at that height, so he's definitely over 7 feet tall. But the
Yeah.
Kapre,
So I think it's 6'10", maybe. So there's everybody's. Some people are saying 7'1". Everybody's got like a different answer for some reason.
Oh yeah, you can't again, like everybody on the internet will just say, "Oh, this is how tall he was." But if you look at other wrestlers he's faced, I mean, you would see, okay, this guy's definitely above what they are, and he wrestled guys that were like 6'8", and he towered them, by another foot. You know what I mean? So,
Are you calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing?
no, I'm calling bull crap on whatever you're reading. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it, man.
My
But listen,
sources are legit. I'm just
yeah,
kidding. They're not.
Google. I'm kidding. But listen,
Google.
back to the creature. The creature is known to be a tree demon or a tree giant. I'm going to go with a tree giant because there's no evidence showing that he is a threat of any kind. They describe him as a hairy type, like hairy ape man. Kind of sounds similar to like the Yeti or Bigfoot.
Oh,
Or me. I do like cigars. By the way, that's something he likes to do is smoke cigarettes and cigars. I don't smoke cigarettes, but cigars is something I like. And he drinks. So I mean, hey, he sounds like a good guy to me. I mean,
yeah, you're close to 6 foot, aren't you?
I think I'm 6 foot. I don't know. Probably 5'11" and a half. I don't know. Because our one friend, he's like 6'2".
12 feet, though.
Say it again.
There's two of you. It'd be 12 feet. That would be ridiculously tall. I
Oh
don't know.
god.
I'm not to be
I
honest with
think. Because what are you? You're like 5'10", right?
you. No, 5'8".
Really? No, you're 5'10".
No, man, I'm 5'8". I measure
Really?
myself. Yeah.
John's our friend is like 6'2", and I'm like up his
Bro,
nose
we always
area.
have this argument.
What?
I said, bro, we always have this argument.
I know we have this argument. I'm sorry. All right, height wise, I'm not going to give myself that. I might be like 5'11". I'm not going to give myself 6 foot, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll measure myself one day. But
Okay, everybody adds an inch.
yeah, I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to lie to myself. But the cool thing is, thank God he actually has clothing on, because I was reading up, like, what does he wear? Is he just a hairy, naked guy in the woods? No, he actually wears a loincloth known as a behag. Behag. Hopefully, I'm saying it correctly. So yeah, has some clothing, thank God. So it's just like a little cloth area around that region, and he wears a belt that gives him the ability to actually be invisible, which, yeah, that's actually pretty smart on his side, because who the hell wants to be seen, you know what I mean, as a hairy giant ape man in the woods? I don't think he actually wants to be bothered.
When you say invisible belt, like what immediately comes to mind is like a Batman like tool,
Yeah,
Batman gadget.
it just sounds like this creature wants to be left alone in the woods, smokes his cigar, his cigarettes, and drink beer. You know what I mean? And find an
Like, how
and
do you think? Like, how do you do the magical belt? Like, what does it look like? Like most of us, when we think of like an invisible belt, like I think of like a Batman-esque like.
yeah. Oh no, it's not.
Belt.
It's not an invisible. Sorry, I'm like sick, guys. But it's not an invisible belt. The belt, it just gives him the ability. It's like a magical, enchantment, I guess, that gives him that ability. And I think he has a magical.
Oh,
Did you just switch me?
no, I swear I didn't do that. Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
No, I'm not messing with that. I really didn't. I didn't touch like no.
Oh, that's okay. That just distracted me. I'm like, how am I on the left? I don't care. It's fine. But and he actually has a white magical stone on him, and is known, and it's like the size of an egg or smaller than a quail. It's probably the same size of a quail egg, and it's known if a human actually. I'm trying to see it. Yeah, if a human gets a hold of it, the Kapre has to grant you a wish, which is something pretty interesting.
There's a lot to unpack there. I will say though, I've tried the quail eggs over there. They're very salty, but they're good.
Yeah. But this is a stone, so I think it's smaller than a quail egg. I think it's saying, so that's pretty interesting. It's
I know those quail eggs are pretty small, so I can't even.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually had some quail eggs before. And they are really small. To think something smaller than that holds that much magic to it is kind of crazy. But yeah, I wonder what kind of beer this damn thing likes, man. That's to be honest with you.
Like anything it can get its hands on. Or
Yeah, I guess.
Favorite beer or
Yeah.
cigar.
Yeah. I mean, you were in the Philippines. What's their go-to drink over there in the Philippines?
Probably say Red Horse. Red Horse is everywhere. It's a
Yeah,
very
really.
good beer.
Is
So
it good?
I would say that. I think Red Horse was in every single like supermarket and like you know
Really,
everywhere.
what do you compare that drink to in America? Like what
Mm,
like flavor wise?
Um, hmm. I don't. I'm not really. I don't drink much alcohol. Just on occasion I have, and it's a stronger beer, so something stronger like over here it would probably equate to.
Oh, okay. Probably like an IPA, maybe. I don't know. Well, if there's any people watching from the
Yeah,
Philippines,
I mean,
please
I
let me
think
know. Because
IPA is better than that, but yeah,
yeah, yeah. If there's anybody
it's a
watching
solid
from the
beer.
Philippines, please leave a comment um, to let us know what's I mean, they probably don't know they're from the Philippines, but like I don't know if they tried American beer, please let
They
us
probably
know.
have imports depending on like where they get it from.
Yeah, but yeah, that sounds really good. But yeah, I'm reading
What
up
about
now. They
cigars?
cut.
Like, what kind of cigars do you like, Alex?
Oh, cigars, my God. Um, the cigar you gave me on my graduation for
That was
school was
Swisher
pretty
Sweet.
nice.
I
What
think
is
that
it?
was Swisher Sweet. I think it was called Swisher
That was a
Sweet or
pretty good
something like
one.
that.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
was a mild one. It
it
didn't.
was a cigarella. It wasn't necessarily a cigar. I mean, it's kind of a cigar.
Yeah, it was actually mild too, which I liked because usually I feel like it's weird, man. Like when I was young, because I'm only 31, but when I was in my early 20s, when I drank this, I'm not drank, I'm sorry, smoked a cigar, I didn't get up, obviously you don't inhale a cigar. If you do, you're going to throw up. And a few times recently that I smoked a cigar, I ended up throwing up. I didn't inhale it or anything like that. I just threw up. Maybe my body changed. I can't handle it anymore. But the cigar you gave me was really good. It was mild, nice flavor.
It was
And yeah, it was really,
fruity.
really nice.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it was.
It's
It
cool.
was. It was a really nice cigar, and we finished it. Usually I don't like to finish a whole cigar at one, you know, one time, but usually I like to finish it over time, not just in one shot.
I
But
just like the taste. I don't really care about anything else. And I don't like some people really hate the aftertaste of cigars. I actually like the aftertaste of cigars
me
for some
too,
reason.
me too. I do too as well. I like the aftertaste more than I like the smell that's left on your clothes, to be honest with you.
That I don't remember having a problem with. But
Not
yeah,
with your cigar. Your cigar, I didn't have that with. The stronger ones I had some from the Dominican Republic, and they were great.
oh yeah,
Really,
those are. I
really
bet.
strong, but good
Yeah.
flavor though. My uncle gave me some, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice, man." And yeah, that crap was strong, man. He was like,
Yeah.
"You can get high from this, man." Yeah, he came up to me. He's like, "You want a cigar?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Man, this is pretty strong." I said, "Hey, you can get high from this." And I was like,
Uh,
"It's a cigar, right?" He was like, "Yeah, it's a cigar." I was like, "Okay, thank God."
yeah. I was
Yeah,
about to say. No. Oh
I was like,
boy.
"Hope it's a cigar, man." But yeah,
Yeah,
really
that's
strong, but very
something else,
tasty.
you know.
Yeah, right. The ganja. I don't want any of that, man. No, no, no. I won't get up. But no, this creature sounds like he likes to have some fun. He just chills around in trees. The trees that he's actually known to be around more is the mango tree, bamboo, banyan tree, and if I'm butchering this, I'm
Maybe
sorry.
coconut.
The coconut tree, maybe I didn't see it. Actually, I did hear that, but in my notes, I don't have it on there. But I think coconut trees as well. But maybe this might be a coconut tree. I don't know. Acacia. I'm probably acacia trees. I butchering that so much because I can't pronounce it correctly. But these are the type of trees that he'll hang around. So if you're around those trees, walking in the forest, yeah, kind of be aware, of your surroundings too. Also, they have said if you see tobacco ash around a tree, just know that's the creatures around that area and just be very, very careful or go the other way.
Wow, thank you, Alex. That was very informative.
Yeah,
I'm
wise ass.
learning.
Yeah, that's great. What do you have for us for show and tell, sir? Give
Nothing.
us something.
Absolutely
Just
nothing.
kidding. No, I'm kidding.
I
I'm
don't do
kidding.
any of the work on this show. I just hang out, have a good time, and talk to Alex.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
the deal, you know.
If you were the Capra, what tree would you most likely hang around? I would say mango tree, man. Mangoes are
I
pretty
love
good.
coconuts. It's coconuts are they call it buco over there. That's the name for it. The
Buka?
coconuts are buco.
Buko. Okay.
They're like Artie Bucco from The Sopranos. Said the same way.
Oh, nice. All right.
And yeah, so we would go get buko, and it'd be like coconut water. It's
Yeah.
usually like just a little nickname for it too. I have a disposition I have a bias for coconut trees. I I don't think I could. Have you ever climbed a tree before?
Have I ever climbed a tree?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. When I was a kid, that's all I did. And dude, I think you were with me when I was drunk with my like. I think no, you weren't with us. I think it was just me, John, and our other friend Mark and my brother. We went out drinking, and I got drunk, and I started climbing a tree, and the cops came. Yeah,
Ah,
that was a great time.
I think I remember that. I wasn't there that night. I would have stopped
Oh
you
no,
from
no,
getting
and
up in your
I didn't get
shenanigans.
arrested. I didn't get arrested. The tree was in front of my house, my mom's house, so I didn't get arrested. But yeah, I got a little tipsy. I think the Yingling and the Guinnesses and the Long Island iced tea got me a little too a little
I'm
too happy.
I'm our friend group's party pooper. I stop all the shenanigans like that. He would have he'd have been safer, But no, I
Oh
wasn't
God,
there at the time.
yeah, I definitely can't party like that anymore, man. I can't. Like that just that life is definitely gone, man. I feel like
Yeah,
if I
I,
try to
I
do that,
stopped you from quite a few things if I'm remembering correctly now. I haven't
oh
thought about
God,
that
yeah,
stuff
man.
in years because it was years ago, but yeah.
Dude, you stopped me from oh man, my bachelor party, my God, you stopped me from doing something stupid, like going on the one of the boats that the river lady, I think it was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
stopped you from jumping into water while extremely intoxicated. I'll
yeah,
never forget
that's
that.
thank God
Uh,
for you, man. I would have not make it to my wedding. but but it's
uh,
crazy because
what
this
are brothers
creature,
for?
right? Seriously. Um sorry. But what am I missing? This creature, there's a few things about this creature that's pretty cool, man. I like that it has like some kind of like enchantments attached to it, like the little small stone that if you actually grab a hold of it, you can actually make a wish. And he has an invisible belt, which makes him really hard to find. But dude, if imagine you walk upon this creature and you find it and you grab that stone, like you happen to have it, and you can get one wish. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I
many
was about to
wishes
say
it
that's
gives
the
you.
obvious question. Like, what
Oh
would you
yeah.
wish for?
I don't. To be honest, with you, I want to know how many wishes I get. It's probably just one because he it
One
didn't say
stone, one
specifically how
wish.
many.
That would make sense, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, because it didn't say like, oh, you get three wishes. It just said you get, you can, it will grant you a wish. So I guess it's just one. That's what I'm expecting. So if you had a chance, what wish would you make?
I don't know. I
You
couldn't
don't
answer
know?
that question.
Really?
I would have to really think about that for one wish.
One
And
wish.
I don't know, like every time there's like these, I guess it's like a trope, like in movies and television shows where you make the wish and then,
Yeah,
I don't know, the wish backfires like spectacularly, but not in a good
yeah.
way. What was that
Oh
Brendan
yeah.
Fraser movie, like where he kept making wishes, but like something bad would also accompany him? I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's like
can't
you
think
wish
of the
for a
name, but
million. Yeah, it's like you wish for $1 million and then you lose it in a couple of days, and it's like, what the hell? Like, what the hell just happened?
or he wished he was like more sensitive and romantic for the
Yeah,
woman he loves, and the woman leaves him. Just like
yeah,
basically, I would have to think really, really hard, just because I would also be thinking of like, wow, what can go wrong?
yeah.
One wish to change something has serious ramifications. It's like the butterfly effect.
Oh gosh, I hate that movie. By the way, it makes me so. It just
Oh
gives
yeah,
me
it's the dog
anxiety.
scene. It's the dog scene that does it. Yeah,
Yeah, I can't watch that movie.
and the baby and the dynamite
Yeah.
and like the mailbox.
Oh
That
my
was such
God.
a messed up movie.
Oh my God, it was too much. My wife loves the movie. I'm like, why? The movie is so no. I can't. I can do without that movie forever. But no, it is a hard question to ask. It's because one wish, but it's like I don't know, man. I think
Do you have any idea? Like, I'm sorry, I can't answer the question. I really have to think about it.
obviously every person would say wealth. I think money. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
would that be my
today, yeah,
because
2024, yeah, probably.
yeah, because everything's so expensive. You can't even go to like a dollar store and just get something for $1, man. Everything's like $1 and change or two. Dude, like literally Five Below is like five and up now. It's not below anymore. But I don't know, man. It's a hard question. Two two things come to mind. Yes, wealth, but also health, man. I want to be around for a very long time for my kids and to grow old with my wife. I think those are the two things that will be on my mind.
I'd probably choose something similar. Like,
Yeah,
I can't imagine. I don't
because
know.
like
It's like you said, like with a lot of wealth comes like some downsides. I know that sounds like,
yeah,
weird, but
you're
think
right.
about you didn't watch this show, but I watched Squid Games, and
Yeah,
for anybody who hasn't seen it, like basically the man who's behind everything is so rich that he wants like to join the show because like for the sake of like he's lost his humanity. Like he doesn't care about anything. He's super rich. He's
yeah,
dying, and he wants to feel what it's like again to be amongst people of that have less fortune and less wealth.
yeah.
So having so much money to me is like you're playing your favorite video game. You put in like the master cheat codes, and then after a while you're just bored.
Yeah.
That
And
doesn't
just
sound fun.
imagine you get that wish and there's like a strings attached. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna be very wealthy, but in a couple of days you're gonna die, so you can't really enjoy it. So it's like, is money really important? It's 50-50. It's yes, because it's security, it's a safety net. But at the same time, it's like there's like you said, you can be the richest man in the world and still be depressed and try to search for a meaning. For me, I'd probably go more on like having, me and my family be healthy, live a long life and create memories. I think that's probably the wish I would have. Just hopefully nothing backfires. But yeah, like that's kind of pretty cool that it has something attached to it that kind of could benefit other people. Like if you're just walking upon, something, you're like, wow, look at this small little quail egg that looks like that's oh, actually it's a stone. It's a magical stone that can grant me any wish. So yeah, I might be searching for this damn giant, man. Just to let you know, if I go to the Philippines, just
Yeah, I'll be right
give me
behind
that
you.
damn quail egg.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you.
I'm
No
kidding. I'm
problem.
not going in those woods. My God, no. God, no, 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 no.
Well, not
But
without a tour guide
yeah, no. But
or
the
somebody
good,
to guide you around.
yeah, but the crazy thing is, I mean, people are saying it's a. Back to what I was saying before. At first, it was people described it as a tree demon or just a tree giant. I don't think it's fair to call it a tree demon because demons are known to be vicious and evil creatures, or angels. This thing doesn't sound evil to me. It does like playing tricks on the locals and tourists. Guys like you and me, if we went there, like, yeah, we're,
Yeah, good target.
yeah, we're a target. But yeah, it likes playing tricks on the locals and tourists and making them get disoriented. In the forest and everything, so you lose direction and everything. I think that's the only scary part about it, and also the look of the damn
Yeah.
thing, and the odor. I heard the odor was very strong. So
So
there's multiple ways where you can find this thing: smelling of cigars, strong alcohol smell, and also a strong odor. Somebody said almost like a rotten odor, kind of like I don't know. Someone said like a goat. I don't know if that makes sense. Someone says, oh, they have like a rotten smell like a goat. I guess like a goat that was like dead for a long time. I don't know. That's what I've read. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it has a rotting smell to it like a goat. I was like, I seen goats before. They don't smell like they're rotting, but I don't know why they would say that.
well,
But
a couple of things. I've already mentioned this to you in the past. I have rarely heard stories about cryptids and urban legends that smell like great. It smelled
no,
like a basket full of like newborn puppies and flowers and roses and stuff like
yeah,
that. It's usually like, especially the scary, creepy, demonic ones. Usually, always
no, yeah.
smell like rotten garbage and death.
Yeah, and you got to think this thing's in the
Hmm.
woods, man. For the longest time, this thing's probably not bathing. Like, come on, man.
Also, I wanted to tell a story about a little prank I pulled the other day. So I was paying a mechanic to work on my car, and I have I still have Filipino pesos in my wallet. So I was paying him cash, and I was like, "Hey, you got change for 100?" But I pulled out a purple 100 Filipino peso
My God,
and gave it to him, and he was just like, "Oh."
my
I was
gosh,
like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm just messing with you." And then I gave him the USD.
that's funny as hell. My gosh, I'm
Okay.
surprised he
I
wasn't
got
pissed. He's
him
like, it's
good.
trying to
He
trick
was a
me.
good sport about it.
That's good. That's good. Because oh my God, he could have went it about a different
Yeah,
way.
he got
My God.
shocked. He was not expecting to see
Yeah.
like a purple like currency of any kind.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yes.
Oh, I just read it just here. I'm so sorry. By the way, you're a jerk. My God, the guy's just trying to make an honest living. I'm just kidding.
I,
No,
I'm
they
an
just said he
honest,
smells
good
like a
man,
goat.
and
The creature just smells like a filthy goat. That's what it said. Okay, sorry, not a rotten goat.
So
A rotten goat.
an animal that hasn't bathed in a while, we'll say.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, this creature, and it also has the hair on this thing has long dreads as well. So it's just like a giant creature hanging out in the woods, just trying to, chill out, smoke, drink, yeah,
Sounds
live
like
his
a
best life,
caveman
I guess.
Viking, especially because you bring up the dreads. Sounds
Yeah.
like a
I mean,
caveman
this thing's been
Viking man.
around for hundreds of years, man. I mean, I think the 1600s. And the crazy thing is, too, I mean, it just seems like all these Filipino lores, it all leads back to the Spanish colonies because when they were traveling, they would, especially doing trades, they would travel around mountains and the forest. So, of course, they have walked upon so many creatures probably along the way. And that's why there's so much written documentations of these creatures. Just think about it. You're walking around these mountains, around these forests that the locals probably haven't even, walked in because they're too scared. They're just like, yeah, there's no need for me to walk in those forests or around those mountains because we don't even know what's in there. And these people are just walking right up and they're probably seeing all different types of things, man. And think about it. We haven't even discovered 100% of anything in the wilderness. So
Yeah, well,
just to be,
you're speaking on that. You're speaking on the ocean. There's a lot of stuff in the ocean we haven't
oh
covered either.
God. I don't even know the percentage of like what we discovered down there. I don't even
Oh
think
yeah,
it's
man, I can't remember. I know there's like a
yeah,
certain percentage that goes around when you look it up, but yeah, we haven't discovered all of the ocean for sure.
yeah, definitely not. And we're still finding new species like every year or every single day that's down there. So I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah, remember what
but
happened to
still,
the submarine? We can't even get down there.
yeah, we
There's
can.
no
So I mean,
feasible way, as far as I know.
yeah, seriously. But yeah, there's so many things in those woods, man. I mean, and especially in the Philippines in the forest, it's just to think about like, oh, to easily dispute this is just I think it's not fair because I mean, dude, there were giants back then if you really think about it. Like I think think about today, there's people that are they're I think averaging around 7 feet or over. So to say that this creature does not exist or something like this doesn't exist in those woods, I mean, I think it's not fair to even. I think it's not fair to dispute that.
Well, the deeper you go into the untouched territory, like the people, people aren't like completely out in those woods. So like anything could exist. I think I told you before, like stories of like
Yeah,
gigantic spiders that have grown enormously because they can. Nothing's stopping
yeah,
them.
yeah.
They're
Of
living
course.
longer lives. I don't know. Maybe it's an evolution of some kind out there.
Yeah. No, of course. And this creature, and you know what's the fascinating part? I try to look for because it's only a male Capra. There's only I only believe there's males. I have not. I searched for female ones, and I haven't seen any female Capras. I don't. Maybe they don't exist, but I've looked, and there's nothing written about them at all. So it's just the male Capras that I've read up on, and it's also too. It's crazy because Capras, if they find you, and let me see if I have it up here actually in my notes. Let me see. It's crazy because if they actually fall in love with you or
Well,
have,
yeah, I heard that because I
yeah,
was looking at stuff too, and that
yeah,
they watch you, and
yeah,
yeah, something
through
about
your whole through your whole life, they even if they fall in love with you or create a friendship with you, a bond, they would actually just I wouldn't say watch you your whole life. That kind of sounds kind of weird, but they would follow
oh,
you.
man,
That's
it's
actually
fine. As
worse.
long as we watch each other all the time.
Yeah, right. Every when you sleep, especially, I'm just there,
Yeah, well,
hovering.
use your bathroom.
That's you. That was you. Just I knew it. You sick
No, you
bastard.
love when I use your bathroom, right? Good
You're
times.
never using my bathroom. Oh my God, you were in the Philippines, man, and you.
He has this thing where you can't you gotta be real cleanly to use his toilet seat. All right, and
No, this is the thing.
I'm
When
not
you
very
use a
cleanly
public
right now.
bathroom, I mean anywhere in the world, even art where we are, you go to a public bathroom, you put toilet paper on the seat. You don't go bare ass on there. I
Yeah, if
don't
anybody
understand.
asks me this, my favorite topic in the world is to talk about public toilet seats because I know it grinds his
I
gears.
don't get it. I don't. It's dude, hundreds of thousands, maybe thousands of people have sat on that toilet seat, and you're just like, no, I'll just bare ass it. Let me just sit on it. Why? No,
Because I'm
no.
interested in making new friends, Alex. That's why.
You're so
Friends they made
disgusting.
along the way.
Makes no sense. It's disgusting. I just no, no. I will never do it. I'll tell you right now. I rather go in the woods than sit on a public seat with no toilet paper.
You're just so precious.
I'm sorry. I'm not doing it, man. And that's why whenever you visit my home,
Just because I don't know, and it makes me laugh. It makes me happy.
when you visit my home, you're sitting on the toilet. You're putting toilet paper down. I don't care. You're killing a tree.
Yeah, sure,
Killing a
Alex.
tree.
Okay, I
I
got
will
you.
go with you. I will go with you. But like, I want to make sure there's every inch is covered right now. Go. No, but no, this thing does have some scare. Like, I think that is kind of scary. A giant following you because it falls in love with you, or, but also too, it does. That's the scary part, and it will follow you through your whole life. Which those are the two. That's the creepy thing. But the other creepy thing is where it will actually distract you. Like I was saying before, because I keep getting off topic because I'm sorry. There's just so much cool stuff about this creature, but the creepy thing is that yes, it will watch you through your whole life if it falls for you or has a tight friendship with you. Which it's like, do I want to be friends with a giant that just chills out in the woods? I don't know, man.
Man, like think of Skyrim. Think of the giants walking around with their mammoths in Skyrim. You know,
Those
they're
things are
not like
freaking terrifying, man. My
they're
God,
watching you, but they're like kind of friendly. Just don't get too
dude,
close.
the description of this giant actually matches almost the description of the one in Skyrim. But the only difference is it's that the giant in Skyrim is not hairy at all. It does have long hair, almost
It
like
has
dreads,
long, stringy hair. It kind of matches up with a similar description, but
but does
yeah,
not have a hairy
I don't
ape.
think this. I don't think a Capra has a giant club. Maybe like a cigar in his hand, but not a
Yeah,
giant club like a giant
but
in Skyrim. But
yes, but it also doesn't have a like hairy ape body. You know what I mean? Like a hairy body, like an ape.
yeah,
It the
that is
one,
like a straight up giant from Skyrim. But
yeah.
this is a little
So,
different. This is like a
oh
caveman,
yeah,
but priest in
but
size.
almost similar. But almost similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what was the diet of that giant in Skyrim? Was it cheese or something? Because
I
remember
think
you would
it's
go like,
Mancheese.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
But
stealing
I
it every
don't know.
time.
Like I know a lot of Skyrim lore. I'm a total nerd, but I don't know what the Giants' diet is in Skyrim. I can't tell you that. I can tell you other useless facts
I think it
about
was
them. But
cheese, and I think
well, yeah. If you go up to the
trying to
mammoth,
think.
if you go up to one of those places, which is always kind of dangerous,
Yeah,
one of those pods, those like have the
yeah,
mammoth
yeah,
cheese in it, and you can just take that as like I think an ingredient. So
yeah. But
probably something like that.
oh yeah. But all right, back to the Kepra. The scary thing is too that it will play tricks on you in the woods. But to actually escape the Kepra's grasp on you from tricking you is taking your clothes off and putting them inside out. I try to do more research on why that would work. I guess because it will make it laugh and find humor in this and distract it so you can escape. But I guess that's it. I was like, there has to be more detail in this, but that's it, guys. That's really it on the Capra when it comes to tricking it. I mean, you know, escaping its grasp on you when it's
Does
trying
it
to
take
trick
you
you.
to another dimension? Did you read that at all?
Say that again.
Does it take you to like a dimension of some kind? Did it say
I
anything about that?
I don't think so. I mean, what did you find?
Like that. Just stories of how like it'll like take you forever if it likes you, like, and it takes you to like another place. I don't know if
Oh
it's
yeah,
another dimension or a location, but
I
um,
think it
yeah,
does. It
that's what I've
does
heard.
it do that to lure you away from the area
Oh
that
yeah,
you?
yeah, it does. It does lure people.
Yes,
I think
because it
that's if
would
it
do
doesn't
that
like
to
you or
women.
if it's
Like it
like
will
not nice
find.
to them, you know.
Yeah, I think it would do that to women that he finds attractive to lure them away from where they're at, from their village, I guess, to bring them closer to him. And yeah, yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If you meet one out in the woods and you have like beer or cigars, can you just be like, here you go, let's part ways, or maybe you can have a beer or cigar with it, but like,
Yeah.
can
I,
you trade that and be like, hey, please don't kill me. You're a giant. You're 12 feet
the
tall.
thing, yeah, right. The cool thing is this thing is not violent at all. But if this thing has some, I don't mean to get too vulgar, sexual relations with a normal human being, it'd probably kill you. To be honest with you, think 7,
Maybe it'll
9
fall in
feet
love
tall.
with you, Alex. Maybe it'll follow you forever.
I'm good, man. I don't want that. I'll share a beer with the damn thing, but I'm not gonna, none of
I
that.
won't drink. I'll have a cigar.
Yeah, I'll have a cigar and a drink with him.
I
But
think a cigar is like a good, like, I don't know, men bonding experience. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
I
no,
know
I think
beers
it is.
too. But cigars are like classy. I don't know.
Wait, have you had a cigar in the Philippines?
No, unfortunately, I wanted to. I didn't get around to that, unfortunately. Had a
Yeah,
lot of different food, but not any cigars.
I know, dude. Definitely when you go there again, hopefully I can come because that would be awesome, like an awesome treat.
Oh
Try their
yeah,
food, try their
we'll go to like
drinks.
a cigar shop of some kind.
Yeah, man, that'll be awesome. I would love to do that, man. That would be sick. And maybe go hunting for the capra. I'm just kidding. The capra.
Yeah, sure, totally, Alex. I'll be
Yeah,
right.
man. Just bring
Walk
cigars and
100 feet and just don't look behind you.
nah, dude, I'm not doing that. You're coming with me, bro. You're walking in front of me.
Nah,
But
bye.
no, my God. Nah, dude, we're doing this. You, me, and that's it. We're going to the forest. We're gonna look for the
You know,
capra and that's what.
I thought of a really good wish actually just now. My wish is for Alex to be alone in the woods by himself.
Dude, what the you're a horrible friend. Talking about being a good friend, my God. But
You know you're hunting now. There you go. At night too. I'll add that just for fun.
at night. But
Night.
but yeah, you suck. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
I know. A good friend, right?
Yeah, bastard. But but the crazy thing is yes, it's not known to be violent, but if you mess with it or mess with the tree that it's, hanging around, it will get, moody and aggressive towards you. So those are
How
the only ways to
big
piss it off.
how big does a tree have to be though? If you're over 7 feet or up to 12 feet, like you were saying,
Yeah.
like
In one
wouldn't
of
the
the
tree
stories, it
collapse?
mentioned he was
Like,
12
or does that
feet
have to be
tall.
like a certain tree?
I don't know,
I
man.
think there was a tree that some. I was looking at a documentary. It said that the capper was called Mr. Brown, I think, and it had its own
Really?
tree, like historically recognized, apparently. And it was a very big, thick tree. I'm sorry, I can't remember
Yeah.
what the name of the tree was, but um, I'd imagine for something that big, it's got to be a really thick tree. It can't just
Oh
be
yeah. And back
maybe
then,
some
trees were
little.
a lot larger than they were now. The only unfortunate thing, they cut them all down back then. I wish we could put pictures up here. I don't have any pictures on me to show, but back then, trees were a lot thicker, girth wise, and taller back then, but they just ended up cutting them all down, unfortunately. So, yeah, probably those trees were probably around in the Philippines, and yeah, the Kapre was probably hanging around them. But I think now, even the size of the trees now in the Philippines, I don't think he's, because there's some legends about him hanging on the branches. I don't think that's going to hold a 7 to 12
No,
feet
unless it's a
giant.
humongous.
Probably hanging around the tree, that area, but not hanging on top. Um, and again, he has that belt that makes him invisible. So I don't think he cares about hiding so much. He has the damn belt that make him invisible.
Yeah,
So it
he's
doesn't
got a
really matter.
Batman belt.
A Batman belt.
Okay, I got a good question for you. What do you think
Yes.
that belt looks like?
Oh man.
Like, obviously, it's not a Batman belt. I doubt it, but
Definitely not. Definitely not.
it's got to be
To
a
be honest
magical.
with you,
Like, what would it
oh
look like?
yeah, I think it probably matches the same description. I mean, we don't know what the stone looks like. We know the
Maybe
stone
the stone
of.
is the belt.
Say it again.
Maybe the stone is the belt. That'd be kind of a cool theory.
No, that's a separate thing. So
Oh,
the
okay.
stone is just like a little smaller than a quail egg. That's magical. That grants it will allow him to grant you wishes, whatever, or force him to grant you wishes. But maybe the belt is something like maybe almost like a cloth with some kind of, I don't know. It doesn't say what it looks like, but in my opinion, it could be something that's maybe a cloth looking, I don't know, belt, and maybe like a
It's a
cloth with
loincloth,
some,
so it can't be like that crazy of a belt, but maybe something
yeah,
like, I don't know, vines wrapped together or threads.
maybe, yeah.
But it's got
With
to be some
maybe
kind of
some,
magical belt. Obviously, it's got to be.
yeah.
Probably looks cool. Like, I'd
It
imagine.
probably has like some magical stones on it too, because again, he has a magical stone that grants it could. If you get a hold of it, you can have him grant you a wish. Maybe the belt has something like that. Maybe some jewels or something. I don't know. Maybe that's my guess. I don't know. And if it's like a norm, like like I don't know, branches tied around like a belt. Like I don't think that would be so magical to make them invisible. I don't know, but it has to
Yeah,
be implanted somehow. Maybe like I don't know. What do you think? What do you think it looks like?
I mean, just because of how the Capra looks from description and the aesthetics. I'm a big gamer. Obviously, I bring up a lot of game references. Far Cry Primal is like a caveman game, so I'd imagine probably, or maybe some people are fans of Tarzan, maybe like vines of some kind, or
Maybe.
something like very very basic, and then
Yeah.
it's imbued. Am I saying that right? Imbued with
Yeah.
magical powers of some kind, maybe through
Yeah.
ritual or whatever. This is the stuff that I really want to talk about on the podcast. Like everybody talks about the history, but nobody talks about like how big like the poop of the Capra is. I want to talk about the details, like the nitty gritty,
I don't
like
know. It
how
doesn't
the
it doesn't
giant
get
thing sits
specific.
on a branch without it collapsing, stuff like that. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking about the belt.
There's no descriptions of the size of his poo, but definitely no description of the belt at all. Because I did look, because I was like, what does the damn belt look like? But I don't know. I think the belt kind of has like maybe like a magical look to it. Maybe some like crystals on it, maybe because it is a magical enchantment belt. So I just like the word enchantment. I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering, so I made a enchantment deck.
Batman. Sorry.
What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Did you drink? Just
No.
kidding. Did you smoke
No.
some happy cigars? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No. I just had some matcha earlier, but that's it.
Ooh, matcha is really good. Nice. Oh wait, hot or cold?
Cold. I like iced matcha.
And it's good. I like the hot. Man, the last time I think I went to Cool Beans with my wife and my son, and she got a matcha and it was hot and oh my god, it was so good,
Yeah.
so good, flavorful. And I don't
I
like
had
matcha.
matcha smoothies on my wedding.
You
On
did
wedding day, yeah. That's how I gained a love for matcha. Smoothies
nice.
are really good in the Philippines. Saying.
Ugh, it's nice, man. It's nice. I wasn't there. You didn't invite me. No, I was in the Philippines. I couldn't
You're
go.
going road trip with me either. Ha ha ha.
I was saving for my
Brought
wedding,
that up.
buddy. I was saving for my wedding.
I don't care. Doesn't matter.
How dare you?
Hard to get
I
strike
invited you to
one
my
from
wedding.
them.
God. But
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
you're a bad person. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I love
you know
you
what's
so much. I
crazy,
love
man?
that. Yeah, I can't help it. Yeah.
The crazy thing is too, man. It's like it seems like every time we read more about the Filipino lore, it's mainly has something to do with the Spanish colonies coming to the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to read a lot about different histories
Yeah.
of different
And
countries.
do you think they?
I'm excited to learn more because it's kind of like
Yeah.
a learning process too.
Do you think they woke some of these things up, just disturbing those areas that shouldn't be disturbed, and kind of made them kind of come closer to the villages? I don't
I
know.
wouldn't be surprised. I know that Native Americans speak of like forest spirits. I said that wrong.
Yeah. No, you're good.
So
You're
I
good.
wouldn't be surprised if there's like guardians in the woods or the lands, and there's
Yeah.
like maybe curses and stuff like that. You can do a lot with black magic too. I know that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think just going in places where you shouldn't be can disturb some of these creatures or these places that shouldn't be uh, walked upon. Kind of disturbed their peace and maybe brought them closer to the closer to the Filipino people. I don't know. It's just interesting to me because it seems like every time when you read a story about these creatures, it has something to do with the Spanish colonies traveling around that area. So it probably woke something up around those areas and brought them closer to the villages.
I
Maybe.
mean, who knows? It's also going back to what you were saying before. Like the farther, like the stories I read on the internet, which again, huge grain of salt. I don't know if they're all true. A
Yeah.
lot of them involve people going like outside trails, like miles into woods or like
Yeah.
areas without any population, and that alone is really scary. Like if something happens to you and you're like 10 miles in the woods deep, you're
You're
not going to go to a hospital
helpless.
anytime soon.
Yeah. No, you're helpless. I mean, gosh, especially if you don't know where you're going. Like if it was you and I, man, just traveling in those woods, man, we wouldn't know. We don't even
That's
know
like the
where we're
plot
going.
to a scary horror movie right there.
Yeah. Seriously. Sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of this glare. No, it's not a glare, it's my camera. Gosh. And the light behind me is so bad.
Unforgivable.
I know I'm a bastard. But no, man, it's just I don't know. This is actually not a creepy creature. I feel like if we, walked upon this thing, I think I wouldn't be scared. I would just be like, all right, let's get away from it. You know what I mean? Not disturb it, not disrespect it in any way. Because there's actually a story out there that I heard that, and this was like maybe definitely not recent, maybe like 50 years ago, I think. This person was walking in the forest, and I think it was just going around this tree, and I think it knocked against it, or like no, it was beating on the tree, and the tree started shaking like aggressively, and it scared the villager off, and the villager smelled cigar
Oh
smell.
yeah. I mean, it's
So
probably just like, get out of here. This is my
yeah,
spot. I'm
yeah.
trying to
But
smoke
no,
here.
like I think I don't
Leave
know
me
what he was doing.
alone.
I don't. Maybe I think it was a mango tree or something, and I think he was trying to get one of the mangoes, and it was pissing the thing off, disturbing its peace. And I mean, the giant was nice. He could have easily threw the guy across the damn field, but didn't. But no, he warned him, start shaking the tree. And the guy in the story was saying it was shaking so aggressively that it looked like the tree was going to lift, like the branches were going to come out from the ground, the roots. I mean, the roots were going to come out of the ground, not the branches. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
The,
that's a
the
big
roots from
mistake.
yeah, no, that makes no sense. The root from the ground was going to come up. That's how hard he was shaking the tree, and it scared the crap out of the guy, and he ran off. And the last thing that was on his mind was, I smell a strong sense of scent of cigars smell from that area, and he just ran even faster because he heard the tales of that creature in that area. And it's like if you heard the
Yeah.
damn stories of that creature in that area, why the hell would you go there?
Let's
It's like you're
say
asking for.
let's say I met somebody who was. There's a reason that I also chose this topic because I met somebody that had a childhood experience at like age 5. She smelled like what you're saying, like that the smell of
Yeah.
cigars, like somebody smoking nearby. So yeah.
And
Mm.
was it like a crowded area with other people, or was it just
No, no, it was in the woods.
in the woods? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was pretty much in the woods.
Really? Okay.
So that's also why I chose this topic because I love hearing about this stuff, and
Yeah.
I mean soon we're gonna have to move on, but I don't know. Philippines is just a great starting place in the world,
Oh,
and then move
gotcha.
on to other Asian countries. Eventually move on to Europe, maybe Romania.
Oh,
Um,
oh, yes.
Eventually we're gonna go back to America, and then we're gonna talk about all the lore surrounded about all the states and stuff. And that's
Yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be a very long running
Oh,
show.
yeah. And we have maybe, and we can always go back to the Philippines because the
Yeah, there's
Philippines has
probably more
so
we'll
many
touch
great
on.
stories.
I do want
It's
to move
just,
on too.
of course, yeah. Also, too, we have one more episode with you know, still in the Philippines left. And we're going to make sure we pick a great topic to talk about, another creature. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we can add to this? I mean, is there anything else that we can tell the people about this creature? Like, we know that he drinks alcohol, smokes cigarettes and cigars. We know the look of him. We know what he has on him, the magical belt that turns him invisible at any moment, and a quail egg, a stone the size of a quail egg that can, if you grab onto it, it can grant you any wish. We know the look of the creature. We know the type of trees that it likes to hang around. Is there anything you want to add?
I just had a thought when you said invisible again. Remember the Predator movies?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, like where they like cloak and go invisible. Imagine
yeah.
this like caveman's invisible, just watching you, but he's not making like the predator noise. He doesn't have the gadgets or the tools. He's just
That's freaky.
invisible
Yeah,
because of like magic,
yeah.
basically.
That could be
And
how
I
he's
also
getting
will
his.
say, if there's anything I'd run into mythologically in the forest, I'd want
Yeah.
it to be this thing for sure.
Oh
Like
yeah,
everything you
dude.
could run into.
Maybe that's how he's getting the beer, the alcohol. He's probably imagine he just puts that belt on. And says, "Oh, I'm going to steal some
Oh
alcohol."
yeah,
Yeah, he just goes in the village and just
let me
starts
just
taking
cast this
shit.
Skyrim
Yeah,
invisibility spell and just grab
taking
everything
cigars
and
and
just rush
cigarettes.
to the store.
And you know what? Maybe he doesn't have to. Because, dude, is there any? Do you know any? Because you were there in the Philippines, you probably don't know. Is there any like leaves or anything in in those forests that you can wrap to
Yeah.
make tobacco out of? So,
There's these big leaves that kind of like. I mean, we have big leaves here too where I live, but yeah, they're like bigger leaves that fall off the trees and stuff when they're decaying like leaves do.
yeah. Do you think there's
Found them
anything
with
in
those.
those? Do you think there's anything in those woods that he can wrap to make tobacco out of, or you think he goes in the village with his invisible belt and just starts stealing tobacco and freaking
For the sake of
cigars
amusement,
and all
but
that?
I wouldn't think that he does that because that's hilarious. That's like
Yeah.
going in Skyrim with invisibility and just stealing stuff.
Oh my god, I would do that every day. Oh my god, every
No,
day.
we're not encouraging people to do that. I mean, I don't know where you're going to get
Yeah, we are.
invisibility
Just
here
kidding.
in
No,
a
no,
room of
no
magic,
stealing.
but hey,
Stealing's bad. Stealing is
I
bad.
do not encourage theft on this show.
But yeah, definitely
If
don't do that.
you're a tree giant that can go invisible, like I guess, hey, why not?
Yeah, definitely not the smartest thing to do is go in the Philippines and steal anything. Don't do that. I would say, are you okay?
Oh, wait, what happened?
I have no idea. I just
What did
lost
you
you when you came
do,
back.
Alex?
My hands are right here. I'm
Kidding.
over here reading more
I'm
about this.
just kidding.
But
Right.
yeah. But there's still talk about people going in the forest looking for this thing too. There's multiple stories that I've heard that they smelled the cigar, they had a strong alcohol smell of, beer around these deep in the forest. And it's like, people could say there's just kids in there drinking and smoking, but there's no beer cans or beer bottles anywhere to be seen, no cigarette butts anywhere. So it's like where is that smoke coming from? You know what I mean?
I
This
have a
could
question.
have yeah.
Like, you know how invisibility is portrayed in movies, TV shows, all that stuff? Do you think it's like
Yeah.
a cloak? Like, if he moves, like you can kind of see the outline of him, or do you think it's just straight up invisibility,
Oh
like
man, that's a good
vanished
question.
into thin air, like
Um,
nobody there at all?
I mean, sorry, my nose was itchy. I would like to think he's just straight up invisible because for that size of a creature, you would see that. You know what I mean? That little glare or whatever, that little, you know, I don't know. I think he's just completely invisible because I
Or
think
I
if
mean,
it's like
it
that,
could kind of play into the dimensions too. If it just pops up out of nowhere, maybe he came from another dimension to,
like
lure
teleporting,
people
you think?
in. Yeah,
I don't think he
put it
does.
that. You
I
know,
don't.
the stories of stuff like that that does
Yeah,
that for.
I read some stories. Read one, but I don't think it's like teleporting to another dimension. I think he's hypnotizing these people, like hypnosis or something. I don't think it's necessarily like going to another dimension. I think he's just, tricking these people into being in another area or another
Yeah.
dimension and lure them.
I can't wait to talk about sirens because that's like
Oh
another
yes,
hypnosis thing.
that's gonna be a
About
great one.
future episode.
But yeah, man,
Um,
this
I think we did a great job talking about this thing, and like I said, I like all the little details. I want to imagine myself as a 12-foot giant that can go invisible. How what it would be like, and all that. So
I
yeah,
think
my plan is a Skyrim giant.
can you do that in Skyrim? Is there a mod that you can be a giant? There has to be.
Probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Just need for everything in Skyrim. It's
Oh
so
gosh.
old.
But no, this creature was fun to look stuff up on. I mean, the stories were pretty interesting. The one story that I told you was pretty cool. Just the freaking strength of this thing, and to know that it can easily kill you at any time, but it doesn't. There's no evidence of this thing killing anything. I mean,
Andre the
there's one
Giant is
story.
12 feet tall. Like, yeah, it could do a lot of stuff like that.
Oh
Just
yeah,
it's kind of respectable that it doesn't use that, to just go on like, harming people.
yeah. Sorry, my nose is extremely itchy. I'm so sorry.
Well,
My God.
I appreciate you being here, Alex. I know you're not feeling well today. I appreciate you still
Yeah,
coming. I did
yeah,
not
man.
force you, all right? You could have took this one off, all right? Just saying.
I love this. I love doing this, man. This is fun for
No,
me. I could have the flu right now and I'll still be doing this. I'll just be sneezing my brains
I'm
out.
the same way. Like, it's just a work ethic thing. I'll be
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I plus talking to you about creatures, man. That's awesome. I love this, man. But no, I mean, there's some cool stories about this thing. I think there's one story that I read. There was only one death, but it's a story. It's not like a true. I don't know. I don't. In my opinion, I don't think it's true. Hold on, my computer just went dark. I don't think it's true because again, these are just stories that we're reading up online. But it was said that this person, one of their friends, went into the woods, and I guess it came across the Kapre, and the Kapre was playing a trick on it, got it disoriented, and got lost in the woods for a few days, and it ended up dying. Um, yeah, I mean, because I'm probably starvation and in the
Yeah.
elements in the forest. Yeah, I think that's
That's
how he
another
died.
thing. That's another thing we should touch on too when we get to the States is all like the 411 missing persons. Some of
Yeah,
those stories are absolutely wild. I mean, like stories of like kids just vanishing in thin air like crazy.
yeah. Oh my
Stories
gosh.
like that, you
Yeah,
know. It kind of reminds me of like what some of these other creatures, cryptids, and like mythological creatures can do.
yeah,
Just like seriously black magic power of some kind, like to be able to pull something like that off.
yeah. My question is like, how did you know your friend died from that? That's my question, because it's like your friend went in the woods alone, died. How do you know it was the
Yeah,
Kapre? Unless he said
that's
he
the
was
kind of
searching
stories you
for it.
got to take with a grain of salt for sure.
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't
Unless
sound like
unless his friend told him like, "Hey, dude, I'm going into the woods. I'm gonna go look for the Kapre," and never
yeah,
came
be
back.
like me and you. You're gonna go in. I'll be the friend that reports that you died.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, man. I'm definitely not going by myself.
You think
But
that's it? But I
yeah,
wouldn't. I mean, the problem is you'll go hunting for something like the Capra and you'll run into something else, and that's the scary part.
yeah. And people say, "Oh, like I mean, I'm gonna ask you at the end, do you think this is real or not?" But right now, I'm gonna say it's for these creatures. Just think about this. There's an intelligence to them where it's like if they don't want to be seen, they're not going to be seen. Especially if they've been around for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah, reminds me of Bigfoot and Sasquatches too. That's another thing.
Yeah, it's like you've been around, and also too the
Oh,
being invisible.
oh,
Yeah, I
oh.
don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah,
You're
sorry.
good.
I thought I was gonna have to go on a
No, you're good.
monologue without you, but all right. What were we saying?
No, no, you're good. I keeps doing that, but it's it's also too like I was saying, the belt gives him the extra edge of being invisible, so he's not going to be seen. Um, but two, it's like imagine like all right, you went fishing before, right?
It's been a long time, but yeah.
All right. Let me give you another analogy. Going hunting. Let's say you're going hunting for deer. Looking for a buck is like extremely hard. They can smell you like a mile away. They can if they
Oh
smell
yeah,
you.
people that set up the stands to hide,
Mhm.
and
Of
hunt in
course, if they
early
see
hours and
you
stuff
or they
like that.
hear you, they're running. They're running to the hills. They're done. They don't want to be seen by you because they know what's going to happen. They shot. They're dead. So they're running from humans. They're running from us, and they can smell you. So these creatures, they probably have a better sense of smell than these animals, and more intelligence than a deer. I mean, deers are, they're intelligent, but they're not, this is like a half human ape like creature. So definitely has some intelligence to it to avoid humans. Because think about it, if you're a giant creature like that with a powerful, you know, enchantment egg, stone, whatever, you don't want to be known by any humans, because what
Yeah,
do humans
wouldn't you hear
usually
the
do?
footsteps? Like if it was really invisible, wouldn't you hear its footsteps still? Like a 12-foot creature, that's like two 6-foot men, combined.
No, yeah, of course.
Footsteps
Yeah,
are
I think
probably
so.
pretty loud, wouldn't it be? So I
Yeah,
I
but I mean,
imagine if you're gonna hide, it's probably up in one of those big trees, really high up.
oh God, yeah. But think about that. Like, it's so hard to go hunting now. I mean, it's so hard to go hunting to even get a buck, a good sized buck these days. You got to be good. You got to be stealthy. You know what I mean? And you got to be, a good hunter on top of that. For looking for these creatures, they're going to have more intelligence than these deer, and it's going to be hard. Like, say you and I wanted to go hunting for these things and actually witness one. It's going to be extremely hard. These things have a high intelligence than a deer does. So, I mean, obviously, these things are going to be so hard to find. That's why it's like you don't really see a lot of videos of creatures these days. I'll just rephrase that. You do, but half of them or majority of them are fake online. Let's
Yeah,
be
it's like
honest.
a non-predatory, predator, and I mean
Yeah,
predator like the movie,
yeah,
like that.
of course. Because people online are going to be like, "Oh, I don't believe it. It's never been. There's no photos of it. There's none of this." But I'm like,
There's a
if
lot of Filipino accounts of smelling smoke near trees.
yes,
I mean,
yeah, and a
that's
tree
why
shaking.
you're
Trees
gonna
don't
have to,
just
right?
shake by itself.
No,
Think about it.
usually
Trees do
not.
not
Not
just
without an
shake by
animal.
itself. No, especially that hard where the roots of like the root from the tree is coming from the ground, almost coming out of the ground almost. No, it does not happen. So it's not fair to say, because these things are probably like really intelligent and they don't want to be found. So they're going to be, hiding in these trees. They're going to be hiding in the forest with their belt that makes them invisible. So I mean, yeah, I think they don't want to be found. But especially with that little enchantment belt that they have. But my question to you is, do you think it's real?
Hmm. I want to lean towards yes, just because I have I'm going to call it a safety net. Like I told you from the last
Yeah.
episode, there's a bit of a Filipino phenomenon where there's a lot of people
Yeah.
in one place that happen to believe something.
Of course,
And
yeah.
that's not really something that I've read up on other countries. Definitely not
Yeah.
in the United States. But because of that, I lean towards yes.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to know my
Again, it's
answer?
also kind of hard because, like you said, there isn't too much evidence to go on besides passed down stories.
Of course.
But then again, there's also a president that had a Capra, so it's like has some kind of historical meaning. So I mean,
Yeah,
that if anything, kind of plays into more of like me leaning towards yes.
that's actually pretty cool. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with. I don't believe it has. I'm gonna say yes, but no to the little magical quail egg stone, whatever, and no to the magical belt. And I'm gonna go with it's probably not alive anymore, and I'm gonna go with it's a Sasquatch of some kind. I don't think it's a, you know, what they're saying it is. I think it's just a Bigfoot, basically. That's my opinion. That's what I think it is.
All right. Well, I'm just telling you right now. I lean towards yes, and I also had this thought while you were talking, but I'm thinking maybe we could do a logo one of these days where it's just like a caveman on a coconut palm tree with a cigar just hanging out his mouth. That'd be a cool logo for us.
That would be a
But
pretty cool logo. Yeah.
like maybe like a
Just
cool shirt design. I mean, we already kind of got our podcast and the name
just
and stuff, but like
just
something
take a
cool
picture.
like
Just
that.
take a picture of
I
me
would
on a
love some
coconut tree.
artwork.
That's all you gotta do.
There you
That's
go.
all you gotta do. But again, I mean, but
That's
is that
fair.
okay for me to say? I mean, listen, I hope I don't anger anybody, but I think it's just a Bigfoot. Again, I'm not disputing anybody's, beliefs here, or like what they've seen or supposedly what, seen, but I don't know. I
If
think
it's
it's just
part part man, I would probably lean towards more like a prehistoric caveman rather than Bigfoot.
yeah,
But I mean, it's obviously pretty intelligent. I mean, I
yeah,
heard Bigfoot stories where Bigfoot are also intelligent, but I mean, if this thing
of
can
course,
like,
yeah.
use like beer and cigars and find enjoyment and solace in being alone, I'd speak to its intelligence pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine it's just a really giant Filipino man in the woods.
Well, yeah,
It's
I
just
was reading it. Not reading. I was listening to a documentary where one of the guys was speaking about it, and like he was describing the creature in the documentary, and he was joking. He's like, kind of sounds like my uncle.
really,
Yeah,
that's that's funny. Oh my god.
yeah, yeah.
Imagine it could
Filipinos
be.
have a really good sense of humor.
It could be his uncle. But I hope anybody that's like listening to this podcast, because we did the first episode, second, we're gonna do another episode about the Philippines. I hope this doesn't discourage anybody from going there, because it's a beautiful country, beautiful people, amazing food. Definitely go there if you have the opportunity.
Yes, I
Yeah,
second that. Having been there
yeah,
for a
yeah,
while.
100%. But no, the story is pretty cool. I like it a lot. I think this is probably my favorite one, but like so far. But
Oh, we got many more to cover. This is just
oh yeah,
taste.
yeah. There's a lot of Philippine mythology out there to be, talked about. But I'm just happy we talked about a creature that is not harmless, and violent.
Based.
I just think if you piss
Based.
it off, then yes, it's going to be, it's going to be grumpy and try to, do something to you. But that's really it. But nothing.
Malone, man, he just wants to smoke cigars and trees.
That's it, man. And he wants
I
to
can
fall in
get
love,
behind
man.
that.
Listen, he seems like the romantic kind, man, because a lot of stories is him trying to woo some Filipino women. So, I mean, come on. So he's trying to find love, man.
Like guys like Meat Canyon create like crazy like cartoons of like things like this. I'll introduce you to Meat Canyon one of these days, Alex. If you don't know
Yeah,
who that is,
I do
he's
not see that.
yeah, he makes some of like the craziest like scary. He turns normal things into really scary stuff. But I would
That's
love to
true.
see him touch on like stuff like this.
Yeah,
But
we can definitely.
aside from that, I would love to see a little cartoon of like what looks like a 12-foot caveman just hanging out in a palm tree or like
Just chilling, man, drinking.
maybe even like a gigantic oak tree, whatever he prefers. And he's sitting there in solace, alone with his thoughts, like this is the life, and he's puffing on a cigar, and he's like, yeah, right
Yeah,
on.
that just sounds like the life, man. Looking up at the stars, man, enjoying a nice cigar and then drinking a nice beer, eating a mango. You know what I mean? That sounds like the life, man.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
maybe not
probably
the smell, the little
also what you're
disgusting
saying, like how
stench
he
of goat.
sorry, I was saying like how he goes into places and steals, like we were talking about that. Maybe people find him in the wilderness and they're like, here you go.
Yeah,
There's a couple
imagine like
stories of
if
that. Like that's how he got the cigar and beer.
people do say, and I can't believe I didn't mention this before because we're about to head out soon. That if you do find yourself in the woods and you see one of those trees, offer it, tobacco, beer. So, but also too, there's a risk that comes to that because this thing becomes friendly with you. Then, yeah, you have a friend for life, it seems. But yeah, but out of
Yeah, whether you want it
respect,
or not.
yeah, right. But out of respect, they said to leave an offering so you don't get,
Okay.
tricked or something like that, or
Well,
wear
do
your
you remember
clothes
what the
out.
offering was, or no?
Yeah, like do that. Say it again.
What was the? Did you read what the offering was, or no? It just said offering when you read it.
Tobacco, beer, stuff like
Oh,
that. Things
okay.
that
So
he
yeah,
likes.
it
Yeah,
would be able
things
to
that he likes, or wear your clothes backwards, inside out. I'm saying, or not
inside
backwards,
out.
inside out, not backwards. Yes, wear your clothes inside
Fuck yeah,
out
no one.
because it
Classic.
finds humor in that. It will start laughing and it'll distract them, and you can just go on. But I think, yeah, like a nice little offering. Here's some tobacco. Here's a drink. Let me be. Let me go across to go home. That type of thing.
We're in that Brides movie. You're just distracting Andre the Giant. He's like, ha ha, laughing, and you're just like,
Oh
run.
my god, I remember that, dude. I watched that so recently. It was so funny. It's a shame that he died, man. That's sad. He had a painful death too, Andre, because his
Oh,
body
that's
just kept
sad.
growing. Yeah, he just kept
Rest in
growing and
peace, Andre
growing.
the Giant.
What's up?
I said, rest in peace, Andre the Giant.
Yeah, man. And his body kept growing and growing, and his organs couldn't support his body anymore. His body weight and his size, and it was a painful, way to go. It sucked, but he was definitely a legend, man. Definitely a legend. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, guys. That's all the time we have. If we're
I'm
missing
gonna,
anything, anybody
gonna
watching
help
from the
wrap this up.
yeah,
I,
man.
I bet in Sound Bowl we're gonna start doing.
Mm, that stuff's
Okay.
actually really relaxing. That's
I know.
actually really, that would put me to sleep. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like it. Call me, dude. I'll put you to sleep, dude. But
I got the moves.
the moves to put you to sleep. I don't think that's something to brag
Plug,
about.
hit me up. Life coaching, meditation coaching. Hit me up.
No, he's
Anyways,
really good,
close
guys. I'm
this
gonna
out,
be
Alex,
honest with
'cause I
you.
love your voice.
I'm gonna be honest with you, guys. He's really good. When I hit a couple of lows in my life, he was always there, and not only like as a friend, but as professional, he's really good. Very professional.
When I wasn't teasing him.
Yeah, he wasn't teasing me at that time, but when I was at my lowest point, he was there for me as a friend and also as a professional, not life coach. Just I don't know. Like I would say, like not a therapist, but I would say like I don't know, what would you call it? Because I felt like you were like being like a therapist too.
Being.
Yeah, just a human being. But he's really good, really professional, and could snap you out of being in a bad mood in a second. You know what I mean? And steer you the right direction. Good guy, class act,
Thank you,
trainer.
Alex. I love you. You're a good guy.
Nah, I could do without you. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But
wow. All right. Well,
I'm
I
kidding. I'm
think
kidding.
now it's
But
really a good time to close the show out.
anybody from the Philippines, yeah, if we left anything out, please let us know. And if you have any stories that you would like us to tell, or if you want to tell us your stories about the Kapre, please feel free to leave a comment. We would love to read it. Maybe we can read it on the later episodes. But yes, thank you guys for watching. You guys are
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Alex, don't forget
Yeah.
our email is dark. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah, right.
dark begonia podcast at gmail.com. You can submit your stories there, whether they have to do with the content that we're talking about, or you're just your own
Yeah.
personal stories about paranormal or cryptids, urban legends,
Yes,
whatever.
yes. And we will discuss them on the podcast. Just mention the email one more time just so they get it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to say it properly this time.
You're good.
Dark begonia podcast at gmail.com. I'll also
Yes,
leave it.
please. Yes, please email us there if you have any stories. We'll definitely mention it on the podcast. We'll even mention your name. Yeah, this was a good episode.
Yeah,
I
you
liked
can
it a
leave
lot.
your. We'll probably get more used to this soon, but yeah, you can leave a name that you want to go by on there, and then we'll just say, shout out to this person. This is their story, and we'll talk about that and have a really good time towards the end of the shows.
Yeah. So
Although it
yes.
seems like you and I could talk forever about these things. So
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah. I think we could
long
literally go. That's why it's up to one of us to stop the episode, because one of us would just keep. If it was both of us, we would just keep talking and talking. Like we can talk for maybe another 4 hours, but yeah, I think people will just lose interest after 4 hours.
We got more stories. We got more episodes to come. We got more cool stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty soon I'll be picking the creatures, because this has all been Troy because he was in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Like Alex, why don't you choose the next destination?
Really?
Like, choose the next country that you want to talk about something. Right. All I ask is that you save the United States for later on, because it's so big.
Oh yeah. No. I'll pick the country. This is gonna be nice. All right. I got
the country, and then we'll start discussing urban legends from there.
Nice, man. I gotta get to study.
I'm a very fair guy,
Dude, I was just gonna say, after we're done in the Philippines, I'm gonna pick the next creature, because you did all the picking, because you were in the Philippines for several months living.
50-50 partners, man.
Yeah, dude. All the money on my side. Just kidding. There's no money. But yeah, one day. But no, this is fun. I would love to do this full time, doing this. I would love to get more episodes every week.
It's fun, really.
My goal is to do.
Sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say my real goal is to do multiple episodes every week. So maybe like 3 in the near future, once we start getting really comfortable. Because I feel like we're getting into our own. We're getting a little comfortable now. First episode was good, but I felt like I was a little nervous. But this was a good one, man. But listen, anyway, we're heading out. I want to say thank you guys for watching the Dark Begonia podcast. And get out of my garden, and we'll see you guys next week.
No, come back to the garden. All right, whatever. You ruined it. Play the music that you're gonna play.
Guys, thank you so much for coming and watching. Hope you guys have a great night, and please come back to watch. You guys have a great night.
Pull up a chair in the garden anytime.
Thank you, guys.
This is the nice music now.
Yeah, the nice music. This is what we're heading out, man. Heading out.
Yeah, because we're professionals that are still learning.
That's not.
Professional.
This
family.
Troy, this is
family.
This is where we. That's my line.
I'm sorry. Listen to the ending. Okay, go ahead.
Oh my God! All right, guys, we're heading out. Have a great one. Thank you for watching.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.